Yeah, what's going on? Welcome to the Degenerate Gamblers. Yeah, we're in week 1000. I don't know, football. Holy shit, what a wild year. If you listened last week, I went over quickly the SEC Championship, Georgia, Alabama, and I said that would be my best bet of the week. Okay, that was my large unit play, which I want to say throughout the whole season, I think we were either 10-3, 11-2. I don't know, something like that. But we hit Georgia. Okay, that was our best bet of the week. SEC Championship. I do like Georgia right now going into the playoffs. I already have a month and a half ago we took Texas Tech at plus 2,700 to win the national championship. Texas Tech is currently down to I just wrote this down plus 850. You can grab them now at plus 850. Probably still a good value. The only other bet that I'm placing as far as the futures on the national championship, I will take University of Georgia at plus 600 to win the Natty. I'm sorry. I'm just not a believer in Ohio State in Indiana. They're great. They're great. And I'm not one of those, nobody beats the SEC. The SEC can be beat. I just like this Georgia team right now. They're playing well. Their defense is finally coming around. They put a beat down on Bama, who a lot of people said Alabama doesn't belong in this national championship, national playoff. They don't belong. Take Bama out. Put Notre Dame. Stop. There's no comparison. Bama's better than Notre Dame. No, Notre Dame didn't play anyone. You lost to Miami. End of conversation. This is not even a conversation. Notre Dame didn't belong. In their schedule next year is so bad. I mean, a lot of people are like, join a conference. Yeah, you probably should. You probably should join a conference. You're doing yourself no service. You're just pissing people off. The athletic director at Notre Dame should be just smacked around a little bit. They used to play Michigan. They don't play Michigan anymore. Who's looking for a coach right now? I guess the coach got a little wild. He had a little problem with co-eds. And it's not the first time. I love people who are like, you can't do that. You can't. You shouldn't. I think it was Nick Saban that said, don't ever sleep with a woman that has more to gain than you. That's wise advice, man. If I'm going to cheat on my wife, it's going to be with Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. I'd have no problem sending one in right there. Absolutely. And I think my girl would probably agree with me. She'd probably give me a big hug and take half of what I got from Bezos' wife and run. But anyways, look, it is what it is. College football is on fire right now. Not for the best reasons, but look, we're going into playoffs. It's about making money. All that other nonsense, static, throw it out. Let's get ready for one of the greatest seasons of all. The next 3 weeks are going to be great. We start this Saturday, and I'm not bullshitting. This is one of my favorite games of the year. I'm not lying. Army-Navy is – I get pumped for this game. I seriously get pumped. I haven't missed an Army-Navy game in about 30 years. I think they're in Baltimore this weekend. You have Army is a +6, almost a touchdown underdog, and I'll get them to 7. And I got some of my handicapping buddies saying this is the year. Army's in trouble. They're going to get smacked. I'm going to give you one right now. This is an Army-Navy game. This is a Jeff Monken coach team. You can look at all the statistics you want throughout the year. Navy played a better schedule. Navy's got better play, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game, probably low scoring. This is Army-Navy, man. You're going to see a final score of 17-14 or maybe a 20-18, something weird. I will be leaning towards the under. I'll be leaning towards Army as a dog to cover this game. This is the Army-Navy game, man. Throw everything out the window. They're just going to fight like dogs in this game. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait. Then I think at 5 o'clock Saturday night, we have Boise State playing Washington in the LA Bowl. The Mountain West is 3-1 over the past 4 years in LA. I'm not giving out a play yet. Is with most of these bowls, I will be putting my plays in very late. You have to, because you got to get information on who's playing, who's not. Did the D coordinator just walk out the door? Is he going somewhere? Is the backup QB going to play? Is he in the portal? What the hell is going on? These bowl games are crazy. It's not like it used to be. So if you want this information, join the Discord. Go to WHOP.com. Go to Whop.com. Look at the Degenerate Gamblers. Join the premium. Go to @HowieDewey on YouTube. Sign up. You get us on the Discord. You get all the guys talking about games. We're throwing out stats. We're throwing out who we're leaning over unders. And this is the season right here. We cranked last season. We absolutely cranked last season. We're going to do the same this year. So that's it for college football. I'm going to take a sip of my iced coffee, which I just made, because it's warm in New York City here. It's up to like 36. So why not make a little iced coffee to get that brain pumping? That's what we're doing here. So yeah, I like Georgia at plus 600. I think it's a decent value to win the national championship. I already have Texas Tech at plus 2,700. I hope they can win a couple games. Then I can hedge. Then I can hedge a little, go the opposite, and lock that in. Let's talk about college basketball for a second. Let's talk about college basketball, because I'm telling you right now, I've said this over the past 2-3 weeks. These small mid-major games, that's when we're making money. We are making money on the small and mid-majors. How many times have you heard me on this show talk about West Georgia? Who the hell's West Georgia? They went from D2 to D1 2 years ago. And I'm looking right now, and I think, what are they, 6-2 against the spread? Let's talk. Who are the best teams to bet on in this country right now? And I keep saying, you got to follow small and mid-majors. You got to follow who transferred in, who transferred out, who they're playing, their schedule. They play better on Wednesday nights. They play better Saturdays. Sam Houston, 7-0 against the spread this year. Hofstra, 8-1 against the spread. Then you got Idaho State, Stony Brook, Iowa State, who I do think has a legit chance to win the national championship this year. They're one of the best teams I've seen. They're definitely in the top 5. Okay, they're 7-1 against the spread. Then you got Mercer, Tulsa, East Texas A&M, Tarleton State. We've always talked about Tarleton State on here. Tarleton State, the school with the 24-year-old truck drivers. You know, these guys go in the Army, go to a JUCO for a couple years, and then decide to play college basketball. Portland State, Marist, Colorado State, 8-2. You know, we got a big game tonight. You got Iowa, who's 7-2-1 against the spread. They go to Iowa State, 7-1-1 against the spread tonight. That's an in-state rivalry, and I think that line, it's 10.5. Iowa is plus 10.5 going into Iowa State. I've seen them both play. I'm telling you right now, this is a rivalry game. Iowa's in trouble. Iowa State will put them. I think they'll put it on them tonight. I think this could be a blowout. Iowa State has the talent. They're at home. This could get ugly. They'll have no problem thrashing their in-state rivals. I like Iowa State tonight. There's another game I like tonight. Appalachian State is plus 4.5 going to East Carolina University. East Carolina University is 1-7 against the spread. They don't cover against anyone. That's going to be a close game. Appalachian State, look for them on the money line. This is why you join the Degenerate Gamblers. This is the info that you get. Go to WHOP.com. Follow @HowieDewey on YouTube. And let's talk about the big elephant in the room. Let's talk about the monster that everybody's on the bandwagon right now. They've had a good last 4 games. They're winning by 30, 40, 50 points. University of Michigan, with that big 24-year-old beast in the middle, they're plus 450 to win the Natty. That is a terrible value. I would never bet Michigan right now to win the national championship at plus 450. You get Duke at 1,100, UConn 1,100, Iowa State plus 1,100. You get Houston at plus 1,600. Listen, Michigan's good. They're very good. They've been hammering teams. Don't believe the hype. Not yet. It's too early. People forget. My God, people forget. On November 11th, Michigan beat Wake Forest, who's not very good, 85-84. 3 days later, November 14th, they beat TCU. They're okay, 67-63. They're playing great right now. I give them props. They're playing great. Are they going to lose a few this year? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the Big Ten's good, man. Michigan State's good. They lost to Duke. They're very good. Iowa's good. Northwestern's not bad. A lot of decent teams in the Big Ten. A lot of decent teams in the Big 12. ACC's stacked again. For the first time in years, Syracuse is fun to watch. They beat Tennessee. I like Syracuse. They have good players. They could beat anyone on any given night. So college basketball right now, you got to look. You really have to follow the small and mid-majors. Siena out of Albany. I mean, this is the best team. They're up to their best start in, 30 years. Watch some of these good small and mid-major teams. You can make some money. Let Ivy League. If you look at the Ivy League the last, 10 years, 20 years? Who was it? It was Penn, Yale, and Princeton. Penn, Yale, and Princeton. Then it was just Yale and Princeton the last 5-10 years. Not anymore. Look at Columbia. Columbia, Upper West Side, baby. I could walk to that school from here. It'd take me a while. It's got a new hit put in. But I like Columbia. Columbia has a good squad. I think they're like 7-2 against the spread right now. Yeah, they are 7-3. That's what I do, guys. I just watch games all year long. I watch coaching styles. I watch defense. Find out who's playing zone, who's playing man, who's picking up full court. Okay, you play Houston, even though Calvin Sampson, he's got some work to do. He's got good talent, young guards, but he's got a Houston team. Once they get their defense figured out and they start playing Calvin Sampson's way, they're going to be tough to beat. Another team you got to love. You got to love because they're getting better. We had them last night. Boise State. Boise State looked great last night. Won big. What was the other? I was going to say, I don't know, man. My mind is just going right now. It's all about college basketball at this point, college football coming up. It's just, this is the year. This is the year. Join the Degenerate Gamblers. Go to Whop.com. Follow @HowWould on YouTube. Let's get crazy. We're parlaying, throwing a few teasers every now and then. And I'm throwing in a big parlay for these bowls. If it hits, everybody's getting $50. That's what we do. We did hit one last year. Iced coffee. Oh, my God. It's not snowing in New York, though. That's a good thing. All right, so we are still in early December. Get your futures bets in, man. You can get UConn at 1,100, plus 1,100. I mean, it's tough to bet against Danny Hurley. He's out for revenge after last year. Iowa State plus 1,100? You kidding me? You toss $50 on that, baby, you get $550 back? That's tough to beat right now. Iowa State has a squad, and you get to watch them tonight. I'll be placing a decent bet. I'll be using them tonight with a few other teams. And I'll be using some alt lines. Not a huge night in college basketball. This weekend's going to be crazy. Last weekend was nuts. We had that big Michigan State Duke game. You saw talent, baby. How good is Boozer's kid? Cameron Boozer. Boozer's son is a beast. Duke is good, and they're only going to get better. Are they young? Yeah, they're a little young. That's the thing. When it comes to betting, guys, this is a huge indicator. There's something you got to look at. Look at the average age of the starting five or the top 6 or 7 guys that come in. That is so big. And I was talking about this, and I've said it on the last pod to a good friend of mine, played Division I basketball at Princeton. And we talked about the difference between an 18, 19-year-old kid and a 22, 23-year-old kid. And that's like a child versus a man. It really is. I mean, you start getting really good at the game usually when you leave college, 22, 23, 24. And the problem now is some of these guys are still in college at that age, just killing it. The kid from Michigan, and I always forget his name, big 6'9" kid, 240, played at JUCO. Then I think he played at UAB. I don't know. This kid's in his 5th or 6th year and he's at Michigan as a senior. And he's just a difference maker. He just beats guys up. And that's what you have to look at. Look at Iowa State. They have some mature guys. Houston has a couple mature guys, but Calvin's got some young kids too. You got to watch that. I mean, you have a couple great freshmen, but it's just so hard to compete against 22, 23-year-old kids. You're going to get the shit beat out of you. And that's something to look at before you place a bet. You learn that at the Degenerate Gamblers. Join today. Let's go. You guys want to talk a little NBA, NFL? Let's get an NBA, NFL, but I can't do that until I bring in the Godfather, man. The guy with all the algorithms. This is Mr. NFL right here. You want to make money, listen to this guy and bring it in because he's the best in the business. Here we are live in New York City, down the street from me, Mehul Patel. What are you like? What are you like 2 miles down the road from me?
Probably even less.
Yeah, it's probably less.
I'd say less.
I could walk down there with my bad hip right now and probably make it in 22, 23 minutes down by the Big Bull. I'll be down there this weekend.
Isn't that where you stopped a crime?
Oh my God, man! Oh my God!
I'll
never forget that.
People don't realize you're part of Marvel.
Do you know that's the only thing in 15 years in New York City? That's the only, I guess you could say, assault that I've ever seen, and that's the only time I went into full linebacker mode, got a running start, and I mean I hit this dude in the back. And he smelled so bad. And I had him in the full, people talk about MMA and choke. No, I had him in the full Nelson. I had him in the 1970s full Nelson right outside the Bull. This guy, for anybody listening, this dude was just going down the street, just hitting people. He made the New York Post because he got out on bail, did the same shit again a week later. Same spot, too. He was out of his mind, hearing the voices. And I saw him literally, these kids were getting out of school, and I saw him bump into some 6th and 7th graders. I'm like, that's a little off right there.
Yeah.
Then
bumping into a 6th or 7th grader in New York might be dangerous for you, even as an
adult.
You
might get stabbed in the nuts. Seriously, some of these 6th graders will have no problem throwing you a
fearless,
beating. Especially if there's 5 or 6 of them together.
Forget it.
But this dude was just like, he was out of his mind, and he finally did make me laugh a little. But right before I hit him, he took these tourists, and he just drilled this lady into one of those bar fences, and she hit the fence, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna hurt someone. So I watched him, and he went down, and he just took a swing at some little guy and his family, and I'm like, here we go, and I got a running start. And I hit him right in the waist, and he buckled. It was a linebacker hit. It was Dick Butkus, fucking Jack Lambert. I hit him with my shoulder. He buckled. His bag dropped, and I just held him. And I remember, here's the worst: is I got him like this, and these fucking tourists are just filming it. And I was ready to hit a tourist. I'm like, stop. But within like a minute, the police came.
You saved the day, Howie.
Well, the funny thing was, man, when this dude got up. This made me laugh. I had pants on. They were all dirty and shit. I actually threw them out. But I let the guy up. They cuffed him. And he stands up and he goes, you got me. You got me.
And if you're wondering which bull he's talking about, it's this one right here. It's literally this bull that is down on Broadway.
I tackled him probably 30 feet to the right of that bull. The bull's looking at me. Yeah, that was a wild day, man. That's in 15 years, that's the only thing I've ever seen where I was like, yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of a crime going down. And I was like, this guy needs a good solid hit. I'm like, what, and I just
laid him out.
Why I did it. It was just a perfect time. I wasn't holding anything. I was feeling pretty good.
Felt like,
It's like 3 years ago.
That was when your hip was good, man.
Yeah, hip was good, man. I was playing hoops all the time. I was in shape. And I drilled this guy. I really did drill him. And they arrested him. And then he got out because the New York Post was trying to find out, the week before. I guess he hit somebody else, but it's New York City for you. You got to love it. So, Mehul, we were talking earlier, and I watched the game last night. OKC played Phoenix.
That was a game for about 7 minutes.
You know what it was that was just pure child abuse. That was child abuse.
I mean, that game was over so quickly.
I mean, I don't care if the spread was 38.5. If you took OKC, you pretty much had that covered in the first half.
Yeah, I think the spread may have been like 16.5, 17.5, something like that. And it was obvious. The Suns did not have one advantage in that game. It reminded me of when, or even now, when the U.S. plays the Olympic round, the first round, or a trial game against like a country that just started playing basketball.
That's a good analogy. That's what it looked like. It looked like the U.S. opening up against Angola.
Yeah, I mean, they just did what they wanted to do. And they're so deep. The thing with OKC is they're so deep, even when they have blowouts. Their 9th, 10th, and 11th guy on the bench is good. And they're going out there and they're making plays. Wild.
I mean, it was funny to see Allen just lose his shit too, man. He wanted to fight.
I mean, you get your ass whooped like that, man.
They were frustrated. They were so frustrated. It's like, listen, you played at Duke. You're one of the top players in the world, and you're down 50. I mean, it was
bad. I mean, and so I sent you that spreadsheet. I posted it actually on X. If you took the money line since the beginning of the season and you just took OKC and you bet the same amount every single game, you would be up 309% net. And if you had bought Bitcoin on the same day, you'd be down 17% net.
Yeah.
So
there's no stock if you bought the same day. If you just bet OKC,
my God, 24-1 is,
Well, I've never seen. We're in December, and this is the telltale. You could to pick the NBA championship winner right now. You got the Nuggets at plus 70, Rockets plus 1100. My Knicks are plus 1300 to win the chip. What do you think OKC is to win the chip?
Minus 400.
They're actually plus 100, which probably isn't a bad value.
It's probably not. I mean, look,
they're plus 100.
Injuries can happen. Anything can happen when you have such a you look at all three sports and you look at teams that were absolutely dominant and then didn't win. You had the Seattle Mariners who had almost 120 wins or something like that when they had Ichiro and they were just unbelievable. They lose to the Yankees. The Patriots get all the way to the Super Bowl without a loss. They lose to the Giants. And, so now you have OKC that looks like they might do that. But prior to that, the Warriors won 73 games and lost to the Cavs. So it isn't a guarantee.
No, these teams are good. Could the Knicks beat OKC? Yeah, they could. I mean, Jalen Brunson, Cat, they have the talent. They're playing as well.
I think, Joker.
Denver could be.
Yeah, I was going to say Joker is so good that it's possible. Like he's modern day Wilt Chamberlain, right?
It's possible.
It's possible. And then, depending on where Anthony Davis potentially gets traded, that if the Pistons don't have to give up that much and they end up getting Anthony Davis, they can make a run too.
If he stays healthy.
Of course.
Absolutely.
If he stays healthy. It's sort of
Rockets are good.
It's sort of like what the Celtics did with Porzingis. They said, you know what? When this guy's healthy, we're unbeatable. It lasted one full season and that's it. And then they realized, okay, we got a chip out of it. Let's move on. If you treat Anthony Davis that way, you might be able to, make a run, but it's possible OKC loses. No question about it. We've seen it in all the major sports. The teams with the most wins don't always win the championship.
You know what? You just said it. You nailed it. But with that being said, have you seen a team that plays this well together?
No, I haven't.
Years? And the thing is this.
I haven't.
Do they have talent? SGA is one of the most talented. I don't know. I'm not going to say talented because I've heard his worth ethic is off the charts. I've heard this guy, all he does is eat, sleeps, drinks, lifts weights, eats is basketball. And,
and when that's your best player and he can be coached, you're talking about Tim Duncan type DNA.
Yeah. But he's a guard that you can't guard him because he's such a great passer.
Oh,
he never turns the ball over.
He really added that this year.
And he doesn't miss.
No.
The guy doesn't miss.
55%.
Yeah.
And once he gets 1 foot in the paint, it's a wrap. It's a wrap because that mid-range shot, it looks like Jordan. I mean, that's what it looks like every time. He doesn't obviously play exactly like Jordan because Jordan could just rip the rim off. I mean, when he wanted to attack the rim, he attacked it like a power forward, and that's what I think separates him from guys who can dominate at mid-range. He could dominate at the rim, but I mean, he plays under control. I mean, SGA goes full speed, stops on a dime, either makes the right pass, hits the shot, or he just makes the right play constantly.
And the team overall, probably the best thing that OKC does is help side or team defense. They play D, man. Yeah. I mean, you can't get to the hole on
That's
them.
Why they go on these runs. Like
they contest every shot. Every shot you got to hand your face. It's their defense is
they play
and they just play.
They play like a 1990s college basketball.
Yeah.
Team.
They do. They play like Krzyzewski. They play like a Krzyzewski coach Duke team in the 90s.
Where you're just like and they're all, you could tell they like you said, they play really, really well together. It reminds me of the Billy Donovan Gators teams where they just played really, really well together. So it elevated guys that may not have even made it to the NBA, but they're going to be a tough out. To beat them 4 times is going to be you're going to need someone like a Jokic, like you said. He's got to go nuts
to just go off.
He's got to go nuts.
He's got to average 40 and 20.
Yeah, or Wemby has to go to the next level right before our eyes and start averaging 40 and blocking 8.
My God, they pissed on LA last night.
Yeah. Woo! Oh yeah, they beat them bad. Castle's legit.
He is.
He's a legit all-star basketball player. I wasn't sure if he was going to be, but like that, there's no question now. He is. And I think in 2-3 years, that trade for Fox is going to look like such a steal for the Spurs because he can be the number 3 or 4 guy on any given night. Yeah. He's not a number 1. And now they have a 1 and a 2. They've got that. So Spurs, that's going to be a fun cup. I hope that it seems like this year, I don't know if you see this, Howie, that they're playing a little bit harder for this cup. These games seem a little bit more meaningful.
Didn't they up the ante a little bit? Is it the cash?
Yeah. I think it's more cash. And they just look like it. I think for the OKC team, it means something because I think they just want to dominate this year.
Yeah, and you make a good point. I think we get an OKC New York Knicks final. You're going to see some TV ratings.
Oh,
yeah. I want to see that.
I think that will get the most ratings. By far is the Knicks versus OKC. Look, Detroit is a decent sized market, but it just does not have the cachet of the Knicks. It just doesn't. Yeah. And the Knicks should. They should not lose 4 games to any of these teams in the East. Maybe the Pistons, but that's really it.
Or, we have had some problems with Orlando, healthy Orlando. Cavs. Donovan Mitchell's healthy. He's got it out for New York. Yeah, I mean that's Cleveland's good when they're healthy, but that's another often injured team.
Yeah, I mean Toronto is playing well. That's a pretty well structured, built roster now.
Yeah,
You don't want to play them. You can beat them, but like I wouldn't want to play them because it's not gonna be an easy out. Scotty Barnes is a good basketball player, man. He can do a lot of things.
yeah.
He can.
But if you look at the East for the first time in a while doesn't have the dominant Celtics.
No.
They don't. I mean, there's not a lot of really good teams in the East besides the Knicks. The Knicks should.
The Knicks should walk through this. Will they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they've. Yeah. I'm not sure he's the right coach. Two, my problem with Jalen Brunson and Towns has been the same. It's not even a problem. It's when your two best players are your two worst defenders. At some point, you're going to lose a game or two in a series because of that. So
right.
it always leads them to 6-7 game series, and anything can happen in those last two games. And so that they're constructed all of it. But when those two guys get hot, I mean, you can't really defend Brunson because he's falling down. Unless you fall down with him, I don't know how you defend that when he's hot. And Towns is a gigantic human being, and if he's hitting threes, there's not much you can do. There's really just not much you can do.
Josh Hart's having the best career he's ever had.
And as long as OG's healthy and can defend. OG's
healthy, and Mikal Bridges.
They're tough. And Bridges is a better defender than people give him credit for. He's actually a pretty good on-ball defender.
With that being said, I'm going to toss a little on the Knicks to win the chip at plus 1,300. You can't go wrong there. That's not a bad value.
No, it's not a bad value. It's definitely
I like
not a bad
that
value.
So yeah, we've been tossing out some NBA plays here and there.
That'll pick up after the probably after
football.
Yeah, after football, after Christmas, that'll really pick up.
Speaking of football, let's get into the NFL, man, because this has been one of the craziest years.
God, this has been wild. I mean, I'm still up 22 units this year, but like the last 3 weeks, it's been brutal. Oh,
it's insane. And this is one of those years where there's not a one dominant team that you're like, yeah, you got to beat them. Everyone's got to beat them to win the Super Bowl. There's 5 teams.
No, and
5-6 teams.
Not only is it not a dominant team, the quarterback play this year, I have to say, has been the most subpar I've seen. Lamar hasn't had a top 4 season for him. Mahomes hasn't. Josh Allen hasn't had a top 4 season for himself, his standards. Joe Burrow barely played. And then you look at everyone else, besides Matt Stafford, who's having a top 4 season in their career? Jared Goff isn't. And
you know what? While you're on the quarterback, and you're just nailing
Justin Herbert isn't.
No.
Jalen Hurts definitely isn't.
Terrible. But I will say this:
Dak Prescott, maybe you could say this is a top 4 season for him.
8 weeks ago, everybody and their mother, with me included, was on the bandwagon that Tua ought to think about retiring. He's terrible. Tua's playing better than anybody.
He's playing really well.
Where did that come from? What did he get hit? Somebody must have hit him in his opposite temple.
I mean, I think maybe there just has been no focus on them, and maybe that sort of just alleviates a little pressure, lets him play looser. Or, he's basically been playing well since Tyreek Hill went out. And
if the Dolphins end up making the playoffs, this would be one of the biggest comebacks in the history of sports, because they weren't just down and out. They were ready to fire the coach. They were ready to fire the whole staff. They were ready to get rid of everyone. Tua, retire. He can't play. And what have they won? Their last, 4 or 5?
I think so. I
mean, they're legitimately.
Yeah, they were going to blow up the team. I mean, Jalen Phillips got traded. And they were probably looking to move Tyreek Hill had he not got hurt. There were rumors about Devin Achin being traded as well, like at the trade deadline. So basically, since the trade deadline, they've turned it on.
And I don't know about his injury. Is he out for this week, A-Chain?
He's got ribs. I don't know. I think he's probably going to be game time. Honestly,
But they play the Steelers Monday night, and they could beat the Steelers.
No,
they could.
They
could win.
It's possible. I mean,
it's possible.
This year anything's possible. But I would say the big thing I see this year is just the quarterback play hasn't been really.
No,
Baker's
Mayfield's
playing below what he's played the last few years. It's everybody. It's across the board. And then J.J. McCarthy's been a bust. Even before Penix went down, he didn't look like he took the next step. Cousins looks terrible. Jaden Daniels has been hurt all season. Jackson Dart, okay. Yeah, I think as advertised, he's had up and down. But for a rookie, he looks good. Sanders, as a rookie, looks okay.
I mean, Sanders, and everybody was shitting on him. And I'm like, you got to give the kid 5 to 7 games.
Yeah, I mean, he looks better than anyone else they've rolled out.
Hell yeah. I mean, he's
better than anyone they've rolled out in probably 3 years.
He's winning games. He's winning games, and he's making plays.
So that is one thing this year is the quarterback play. Besides Matt Stafford, I'm not sure anybody has really put 4 straight games together that have been good. Maybe Prescott. But, that hurts.
Yeah.
Herbert, that game, there was a fumble or an interception. I felt like every other possession. And that was just an ugly game that looked like, 2 guys that were in their first season.
You know who is playing better since we started shitting all over him? Is Trevor Lawrence.
He has been playing better.
He's been playing better since we just abused him.
I mean, he has been playing better. I still but this is a trap with Trevor Lawrence. He'll have a stretch, and then he'll have a game where he throws 4 just absurd interceptions or fumbles 3 times. It's just he is an inconsistent quarterback. But you can't deny he's been playing well, and the Jags defense is good enough where that's all. He just has to not turn the ball over.
I mean, if there's a guy that's played better than anybody as far as his potential, it's Bryce Young. I mean, you throw in
he's played
his
above.
Potential.
He's
playing above. Matt Stafford is doing what Matt Stafford does. I mean, he is the go-to guy probably in the NFL. Let's look at tonight's game.
Yeah.
Tonight you got the Falcons going to Tampa Bay. The line is Tampa Bay -5.5.
Oh, so it moved up.
Something tells me that 90% of the public's going to be betting the Bucs here. And this game scares the shit out of me.
This game
scares the shit out of me because this is the Falcons suck. They're terrible. They're terrible on D. They're terrible on offense. And this is the kind of game they go in and win.
It's possible. Look, so no Drake London. Obviously Cousins is starting again. The only things that the Falcons have kind of going for them is they do have a good offensive line. They pass block well. They run block pretty well. But it's still Kirk Cousins back there.
Yeah, the Jets beat him.
I don't like 5.5 points only because Baker Mayfield has just been playing bad the last 3-4 weeks. If you watch his games, he's just missing guys.
Yeah,
he's missing them high. He's just throwing the ball inaccurately. I believe Mike Evans, Jalen McMillan, I believe Godwin, Emeka Buka, Bucky Irving. Everybody's available to play in this game for the first time Jalen McMillan hasn't played since preseason, but they're going to have everybody.
Evans. Evans over under 39.5 yards receiving.
They get healthy on defense. And I know I said the same thing last week, and somehow they magically lost to the Saints. I did not see the Saints winning that game, I really didn't. I was very surprised by that.
That kicked 95% of the bettors in the United States right in the nuts. That game,
like that game, I just did not see a path for the Saints winning. But you watch the game, and there it goes. The rookie running back had a game. It was a weird game, but again, Baker was just off on a lot of passes. I still am going to lean Tampa here. I don't.
Bucky Irving rushing 56.5 yards. I mean, a lot of people. That's not bad. I can't believe Bijan Robinson. I can't believe they have his over under rushing at 74.5. That's a ton of yards, man. It looks like Vegas is saying he's going to get 15 to 20 carries.
These guys, neither one of these teams stops the run that well. They're bottom third of the league, and I would put them. They're slightly below average against the run. Their linebackers and defensive lines are just average at best. I like the Bucky Irving prop, honestly. That one I like. If I were to take a money line, obviously I take the Bucks, but that's an expensive money line. Maybe bring that down to 2.5. That's still going to be expensive. But I could see Bucky Irving having a pretty good game here. That's not a lot of yards. And, there's just more pieces for the Falcons to have to defend with all these wide receivers coming back. It should open up some lanes for Irving. And if they're up, obviously they're going to run the ball. So if you think that the Bucs are going to be leading in this game, I mean, Bucky Irving, that's not a big. That seems very realistic.
I would even look at his receiving yards and rushing yards combined, because I think they'll utilize him.
Oh yeah, he'll catch some passes for sure. Like no question about that. I think he's explosive. He can take a screen and get 15, 20 yards pretty easily.
Over under 43.5. I don't know. Flip a coin on that one. I don't.
That's probably pretty well priced. I would lean over, but Kirk Cousins changes everything. And there is no Drake London. They do not have a lot of quality wide receivers. Darnell Mooney's not bad. Kyle Pitts has just been an utter bust after, we're in year 4 of this Kyle Pitts thing. So hard to say that he did not live up to the hype. And that's it. They don't have a whole lot else beyond that besides Bijan Robinson. Right. And they're going to key on him. And it's also a division game, so it's not unfamiliar territory for these guys. Right. So, but I like the Irving prop.
So let's get into Sunday. That's the game tonight. Should be an interesting game. I mean, we'll be putting some plays out on it. If you want to see what we're doing, got to join the Degenerate Gamblers Premium. Go to Whop.com. Sign up. $24.99 a month. Follow how we do on YouTube. Sign up, and we'll have some plays on there. Get into Sunday, Mehul.
It's a game I like for sure.
Let's talk about it. I mean, I can't. The Jets are getting 13.5 out of Jacksonville. Oh, God. I know that if I bet Jacksonville, the Jets will stick it to me again, because that's what my team does.
I mean, that's going to be a very tough game for the Jets. This Jags defense is starting to get healthy again, and they're tough. They're a tough team.
Yeah.
I'll tell you which game I do like is Houston, Arizona. I know Houston's. It opened up at -9.5. I'm not sure if
that's where it is.
Still at 9.5. I like Houston.
Yep. FanDuel
a lot in this game, and football is just about certain advantages. And when you look at the Arizona's offensive line, I've got them ranked 30th for the run blocking and 27th on pass blocking against the Houston Texans, and that defensive line and that secondary. That secondary is probably as good as the defensive line. That defense, Houston Texans defense is, I mean,
Are they the best in the league? I'd say they are.
They're arguably the best defense in the league. I mean, you can nitpick here and there.
I would have said Cleveland, but Cleveland gave up too much last week.
It's just the constant pass rush. It's every single time the quarterback drops back, and it's not just Hunter and Anderson, Rankins and Settle. Like, these guys all can get at him. Even the defensive tackles, the linebackers create pressure. The secondary can cover, and the Cardinals really, like, besides Trey McBride, Michael Wilson is playing better than he probably has in his entire career. Marvin Harrison hasn't really turned into much. I think the Cardinals are going to have their hands full, and Jacoby Brissett, the speed of Hunter and Anderson, when you watch Jacoby Brissett try to scramble out of the pocket, he moves slow. Like, he's got good pocket awareness. He's like Roethlisberger. He's a big guy. He's hard to bring down, but, like, this feels like he's going to get hit a lot in this game. I just don't see how the Texans are going to really muster. How the Cardinals are going to get any sort of offensive rhythm going against this defense. And the Cardinals defense also sucks. You throw that in, they've got some pieces missing on their defense. I just 9.5 feels pretty good. Texans are hot right now. They need this game. I don't know. I mean, I know 9.5 is a lot, but it's in Houston. I think they're going to get it. I mean, I could see the Texans defense scoring. I'm definitely going to be taking sack props on this. Because
let's look. We'll definitely find some sack props in this game.
This one, there's a few games with sack props. This one I really like.
All right. So that's it. We're leaning towards Houston. The Texans, even laying that wood, 9.5 is a lot of points, but there's a reason it's 9.5. And I could see Texans winning by a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
How about this game coming up at 1? This is a huge game for both teams. The Buffalo Bills are -1.5 in Boston at New England.
Yep.
Sunday at 1. Coming off that huge, did they get lucky on the I don't know. I mean, that was a game where you thought Buffalo should have lost that game. Ended up covering.
Yeah, I know. That was a wacky game.
That was insane. So now they got to go to New England. New England's a home dog at 1.5. I don't know. I can't bet against New England at home. New England's defense is tough, and I'm not sold on the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough game. New England's coming off of a bye, which is going to help. They're at home. I think the spread is about right. I think this is a pick 'em.
Yeah. Over-under's pretty high, 49.5.
Look, the Patriots should be able to run on the Bills. I like the over in this game because I don't think I think Milton Williams is done for the season for the Patriots, which is a big loss on the defensive line. That was one of their big offseason signings. They still don't have Will Campbell back on the offensive line. So I don't know. I mean, the Bills could definitely win this game, but I feel like whoever's going to win is going to have to score 30 points. So while the over-under is pretty high here, I kind of like to. I think this will be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, that's what it could be. It could be. So, what do you think about some of these 4:00 games?
4:00 games. Let's see. There was one that I did really like. Which one?
I mean, the Rams. And I have. Let's see. I have a parlay that I'll talk about, but the Rams are -5.5 against the Lions in LA. It's going to be tough for the Rams to lose in LA.
It's in LA, and they're
it's a big game for them.
Seeding wise, this is a huge game. I mean, the Rams have one of the top 3 defenses, and this Detroit team is just not the same. They're not the same.
No, they're not. No.
They I don't know. They kind of sometimes stall out on offense. What's the over under in that game? I thought it was. I think when it came out, it was a little lower than I thought it would be. Oh no!
Over under in the Rams.
55.
Yeah, 55. 54 and a half. 54 and a half.
That's a tough one too. I mean,
you could tease that thing down and go over. I'll tell you what, I got an interesting play here. If you look at Sunday, there's consistently a lot of large spreads. And if you look at this money line parlay. You take the Houston Texans money line, Jaguars against the Jets money line, Eagles should beat the Raiders money line, Bears over the Browns at home money line, 49ers beating the Titans at home money line, Rams beating the Lions money line, Seahawks beating the Colts at home money line, and then you go into Sunday night. You have the Vikings at the Cowboys. If the Cowboys can pull that off, that's an 8-team money line parlay at plus 286. 286 if there's not a huge upset.
I don't know. I wouldn't want. The Lions Rams game, I feel like could go. That could go either way.
The Vikings could beat the Cowboys.
It's possible. It's possible.
The Colts could beat the Seahawks. Who knows?
You never know. I mean, look, the Colts' offensive line is really good, and Jonathan Taylor is still great. You just don't know. And Sam Darnold and that offense has played okay, but they have pass protection problems. Like Sam Darnold gets hit a lot in those games, even the ones that they've won. The other game, I mean, the Eagles sack props versus the Raiders, I love. I mean, I've been doing well on sack props for Geno Smith. Props. I've been betting against Geno Smith's offensive line all season, and it has paid off. They just cannot pick up blitzes. I don't know what it is. They miss.
They're terrible.
He gets hit by guys that aren't even touched sometimes. And it's not because Janty is a bad pass pro running back. He actually hits guys. It's just somebody just misses their assignment on the offensive line consistently once or twice every game. And Geno Smith either gets blown up where you feel like his ribs just exploded, or he throws a ball up in the air that's a 50-50 ball where it should be picked off, and sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. That's once or twice every single game with the Raiders. So after
he's been in the league a while.
And they just beat the crap out of Herbert. The Eagles defense hit that guy constantly. They lost that game because of Jalen Hurts. They didn't lose because their defense didn't come up and make plays. But that's another game I like. Another defensive prop game, too. Same. Steelers, Dolphins. Steelers pass rush versus that offensive line. The Dolphins could still win the game, but I don't see him coming out of there without being sacked a few times.
Yeah, he may lose memory of his name again, which he has a few times over the years. But give him credit. The guy's he's got confidence right now. I mean, he's hitting Waddle a lot.
Oh no, he's playing well. He is playing well.
If he's healthy, they could beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's not some dominant team.
Yeah, so that's basically it. We'll have a ton of plays this weekend. It's a huge slate in the NFL on Sunday. So, yeah, look, you got to join our Discord. We got guys all over the country on there. Go to WHOP.com, $24.99 a month. Join the premium. Degenerate Gamblers will be on there with plays starting tonight. And, yeah, tonight's going to be interesting. I'm going to go through, put out a few props. It could be an interesting game tonight. One would think Tampa Bay should smack the shit out of Atlanta.
They should.
But it's the NFL, and if you look at all year long, it's been crazy. We've seen crazy games, man. That's the NFL. Not a lot of sense, but the bottom line is we'll have a few sack props tonight, man, because I got a feeling that Cousins may go down once or twice. I can see that happening.
I can see that happening.
I can definitely see an interception happening. I can definitely see that happening.
They've just been they've looked bad.
They lost to my Jets. You lose to the Jets, and it's pretty much the season ending. Mentally, it's like, all right, man, that's it. It's over.
This coach might be on his way out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Along with probably 10, 15 other coaches. But that's it. Degenerate gamblers, let's make some money this weekend, man. Sign up. It's like next 3-4 weeks is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. We'll be tossing cash all over the place. That's it. Sign up. Let's make some money. Peace. All right. Awesome, man. I'm going to fire this over to Evan. Jesus Christ. Fucking A. I went and had my x-rays yesterday for my 6th week. Things are good so far.
That's good.
He told me I could start playing basketball in a week or two.
I would not recommend playing basketball ever again, man.
I got to get in shape before I do that, man. But I don't know. I mean, he took an x-ray. That shit looks bionic, man. It doesn't even look right.
So wait, is that now going to set off when you go through the airport?
Oh, 100%. It's titanium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you'll have to tell them.
I'll have to show them my scar.
Yeah, so what do you tell them?
Well, they can see it. They can see it through the x-ray.
Okay.
They can see it's a fake hip. As long as it's not ticking, they should let me through.
So you're going to have to do the one where you do this?
Yeah, I do that one anyways. The thing goes around, and they'll see the fake hip, but hell yeah. What do you got going on later? You gonna watch a game?
Yeah, I gotta do a comedy spot in New Jersey, and then I'll be back.
Holy where you headed in New Jersey?
Glen Rock or Glen? Yeah, Glen. I think Glen Rock or Glen Cove. I don't know. I don't know why I agreed to do it.
Who's doing the show?
This guy Dan Pelzullo. He's kind of got he's got a following, and so he's like, "You want to open up?" And I'm like, "All right." Since it's kind of quasi local, I'm like, the problem is, it's like I get paid $100, but you're gonna burn it at some point on transportation, because I'll take the train out there. But I know myself, at night, I'm just not going to want to deal with the fucking train.
Take an Uber.
Yeah, I'll take an Uber to wherever, or to a path station. And I don't have a problem taking a path, but I don't know. I don't even know why I do these anymore.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do one New Year's Eve down in Morris Plains. And I hate doing New Year's Eve. But Tripoli's coming in town, so I'll probably do it. But I'm going to be watching football. That's what I'll be doing. So
yeah, I just want to watch tonight's game. Oh, because I'm in that. I think I told you about this during the summer. I do that best ball mania on Underdog, where it's just you do 18 rounds of fantasy selection, and then it just plays your best lineup every week, and there's no waiver wire, nothing. It's just set. So I got 30 tickets that advanced. So I'll see how that goes. If I finish in the top 250 again, that's definitely something I can promote.
Oh yeah, shit yeah.
Because last year I had 2 finish in the top 250 out of 600,000 people. And so right now I'm already in the top 50,000 from 600,000. And I got 30 of them.
Oh my God. That's sick. That's something you got to push.
Yeah, because last year I won, I think, 12 grand.
That's friggin' sick.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you should do it, dude. You should. It's so easy.
You got to show me what it is.
Yeah, it's super easy. And the thing is, if you hit a lot of these people that are doing well on there, they didn't even do as well as I do, and they've got their own followings and podcasts and all types of shit.
Yeah, it takes a bit. I mean, we gotta do some things. This fucking asshole he's so stupid. The guy from Whop.
Bear.
I'm like, dude, you reached out to me, and now I've hit you up twice. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So I'll hit him up again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else we can do.
He's an idiot.
You know, we just clips, and it's a we just have to put up a shit ton of clips, man. Like, and I think,
that's what it is. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's it. Like, what I could do, Howie, another thing, I could do, like, I was thinking about doing this for 5 minutes. I can just record it myself. Just like a 5 minute on the data that I do have and kind of flash it up there. Just only for the sack props, right? I do one. I wouldn't give out a lot. I would just do like the Houston, Arizona one and say why I like it, which I really do like. But like when you see the offensive linemen and you see what these other guys are with the defensive line and the linebackers, it becomes like clear why you would take that bet. You're not going to always hit, but it's sort of like, hey, this is now below the 200-day moving average. You know, it's like kind of one of those types of indicator. That doesn't mean like it's the time to buy, but it might indicate that.
All right, definitely, man. I'm reading about this coach from Michigan. He lost his shit.
Well, he got arrested for assault.
Yeah, because he threatened to take his own life. They're saying he drove to this chick's house. Damn, he lost his shit all over some pussy. That's just stupid.
It is.
The bottom line is, it's a simple rule in life you learn. You never bang a chick who has more to gain than you do.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bang a chick, if I'm gonna cheat on my girl, it's gonna be with Bezos, his ex-wife.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna bang the shit out of her, and then be like, "All right,
the
man.
Fucking Queen of England."
Yes, I'll toss one on her chest,
and
then be like, exactly. All right, man. I might go out and watch that game later if you get back. Hit me up.
I'll be back. I don't think I'll be back later than like 9:30.
Yeah, I might be. I'll probably be out watching the game.
All right, cool. I'll hit you up.
All right, man.
All right.
Hit me up
Later.
All right.